I wanted to make a video kind of talking about the FJ and kind of what I'm looking at as my next vehicle. So there's a few I'm looking at. And so yeah, just kind of wanted to go over that, get some input from you guys. I've been going over this probably for like a year and a half, 2 years, back and forth. First thing I want to talk about are the pros and cons of owning an FJ. I will say I absolutely love this vehicle. Like, there is something very cool about having an FJ Cruiser, especially in Colorado. Waves and the nods you get and people saying whatever to you at the grocery store or whatever, it's pretty cool. So I do love this vehicle, and it is also extremely capable. I've taken it all over the country. It's been in Moab multiple times, all up in the mountains, and it's always performed and always been reliable. And yeah, I actually love this vehicle. It's really hard for me to even think about selling it right now. But as a, what is it, like, I think 9 years of owning it now, it's got about 150,000 miles, which isn't crazy for an FJ, but it's kind of time to start looking at another vehicle. More than the mileage, I feel like I could still go, honestly, like another 150,000 miles. Would be just, it's not as practical as it used to be for me. It used to be just myself and my dog. So my lifestyle has changed, and I'm just trying to find the next vehicle that's going to fit my lifestyle better. And yeah, some of the pros of this vehicle, like I said, one, it's an FJ. People love FJ Cruisers. They're kind of timeless. They're reliable. Got a cult following. There's so many aftermarket parts for it. So much support online. You got the FJ Cruiser forums, shout out, and a bunch of stuff on YouTube as well. So I would say those are some of the pros. Another one for this particular FJ is the sound system. I don't know another vehicle, and it's kind of crazy to me. This sound system in this thing with a JBL with a subwoofer in the back is amazing, and I love blasting music. So this has been one of my favorite. Honestly, when I bought the FJ, when I played the music on these speakers, I was like, okay, I need to have this vehicle. So that was one of the big things for me, the sound system. Like I said earlier, the capability. This thing can pretty much, it can do most of the stuff I've done for it. I don't go on a lot of crazy rock crawling trails where you're trying to, almost flip the vehicle. There's been a few times, but for the most part, the stuff I do is, I love going on long trips with it. I love just being able to hit up roads that most vehicles can't make, and find awesome camping spots, or just really secluded areas to do photography or do camping and stuff like that. Another big thing about this vehicle is, like I said, the reliability. I've had this almost 9 years now. It was my first vehicle after college, and as soon as I got my first job, I went and got this vehicle. So yeah, there's a lot of memories in this vehicle. I've gone all over the country with it, and it is held up, and I'm telling you, it has been on a lot of trails, especially living here in Colorado. I go on trails with this every summer. But let's talk about some of the cons of this vehicle. And I'm sure a lot of people that are FJ owners can relate and can agree, especially if your life is starting to, it's not just you and your dog, or you and your significant other. There's more involved in it now. I would say the biggest cons are space. I use the entire back cargo area for my dog, and now my girlfriend's dog, which is a 110-pound Bernese Mountain Dog. So you got almost 200 pounds of dog just in the back alone, and they are pretty stuffed back there. So that's one thing that's been pretty annoying, just having to cram the dogs in there. I know it sounds silly, but whenever you do everything with your dogs, it's a big deal. So that's one thing. The other thing is the doors. Oh my gosh, the doors. So I didn't realize how annoying it would be to have 2 doors and then these suicide doors. Not suicide, I don't know what they call them. Maybe suicide? But these doors that open from the inside. It's pretty annoying whenever you're close up to something right here to try to get something out the back. Also, if you need anything from the back that's big, like in our case, we carry a big Yeti, putting it back there, it is a pain to get out of there. So yeah, I would say the space, just overall space, and these back doors are just 2 of the big things for me. Visibility, I'm sure you all know about that. this thing, which I've kind of adapted to, I'm kind of fine with now. I just put my blinker on and I start slowly merging over. I've definitely been honked at a lot of times. I apologize for that. But yeah, you just can't see. There's this huge pillar right here and these tiny windows, and you just cannot see. So that's been another thing that's been a problem with this vehicle. And it's kind of slow. I mean, I don't expect it to be fast. It has a huge tint on it. It's got a lot going on. Big tires, it's got a big suspension. So it's not meant to be fast, which I understand. But when I'm driving up here and going through the mountain roads, especially 70, I am like having to really give it some gas to get up those mountain passes. So that's one thing I think that I'm kind of over, is just like having to always just redline it almost just to get over a mountain pass. Yeah, that's a big one. And yeah, I guess finally I kind of mentioned this already, but it's just kind of impractical now for my lifestyle. As much as I love this vehicle and I don't want to let it go, yeah, it's just not the best vehicle for my lifestyle right now. And I've kind of realized that. I was gonna wait about, I don't know, I was trying to wait like another 2 years or so, but I think I'm gonna start looking now and start putting feelers out for different vehicles out there. So yeah, let's talk about now the next vehicles, which is super exciting, that I'm interested in looking at. So there are quite a few. I've definitely been looking for a truck. I love SUVs, don't get me wrong, but I want the space of a truck, and I love the tailgate of a truck. And it sounds silly, but a tailgate is amazing. And I hang out with a lot of guys that have trucks, and I've just realized, man, I want a tailgate. So I'm leaning towards a truck right now, and I am leaning towards the mid-size segment. I guess you guys could probably think of where I'm going with this. I'm kind of leaning towards a Tacoma. It's all over the place. Everybody has a Tacoma, especially in Colorado. There's a reason why everybody has a Tacoma, why they're the top selling truck. And that is because it is like, it's a Toyota. It's super reliable. The resale is incredible. They look amazing. They're really good looking trucks. And there's a huge aftermarket for them. So there's a lot of reasons why a Tacoma would be, a front runner for me when it comes to like looking for my next vehicle. So I've been looking at Tacomas. I've been shopping around. I'm kind of going towards unless I find a really good deal on a TRD Pro, which you're not going to find probably. Everything I've seen is like 50,000 plus, even on a year or two old with low mileage Tacoma, which just isn't worth it. And yeah, so I would say looking more like a TRD off-road, and I would like to keep the same color, which is the army green, which would be really cool. But there's a big thing that I cannot stand about the Tacomas, and that is their drivetrain. That engine and that transmission. Like I said, I have a lot of buddies that have trucks. A lot of them have Tacomas, and they're awesome vehicles if you're cool with putting up with the same kind of issues that I put up with on the highway, which is just the drivability. Just man, I test drove a few of them, and they are just struggling for power with that naturally aspirated 6-cylinder. It just doesn't have a whole lot of power. And again, you don't need a whole lot of power when you're looking at an off-road truck, but it's nice to have some get up and go. And so that's where I'm kind of struggling with the Tacoma. I like everything else about it. I would love to get a sweet one with the premium package. Another thing is the audio. I don't love the audio on Tacoma, and that's a big deal to me. Like, I love a good sound system, and I don't know what happened with the Tacoma, but they messed up with the audio on the Tacoma, and I've listened to it a bunch of times. It's just not great. So that's another thing. But those are the main two. Other than that, I already know exactly what I would want it to look like. I can show you a picture right here. But which is cool. I already know like all the parts where I would source them, all that kind of stuff. It's just, yeah, am I willing to live with that stuff? And the idea of getting a re-gear done and getting a tuning done, spending, thousands of dollars on those things, it's kind of silly to me. Like, I'm buying a brand new vehicle and I got to go get it re-geared and worry about voiding the warranty and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm struggling with. What's next? The other one is the ZR2. That is a sweet truck. I've watched a lot. I've been watching that truck for a while now, and definitely a really cool truck. But I just don't love the look of it. And that might be silly, but I don't love the look of the ZR2, especially the front and the grille. It just doesn't really do it for me. I don't love the colors they come with. And I know it's a super capable truck. I know it's got the front and rear lockers. It's got the awesome shocks. all around. But yeah, I don't know if that's going to be it for me. The ZR2, that's the main thing. Then I'm looking at the, let me see what else I have here. I've looked at the Jeep, of course, the Jeep truck, the Gladiator, awesome truck. I just honestly don't want to be a Jeep guy. There's a lot of Jeeps. I'm not super into the look of Jeeps. There's just so many Jeeps. So I wanted something a little, I don't know. The FJ is kind of unique. It kind of like stands out. And I kind of want something like that. And also Gladiators are super expensive. So that's probably not something I'm going to do. I'm not going that direction, even though they're super capable. I understand that. I understand they're really nice. It'll be really cool to take the top off and the doors off. But for my life, I just don't think that's really, one, I don't want to spend that much money, and two, it's just really not the way I'm going. So the Nissan Frontier Pro 4X, if y'all have seen those videos, those I'll link one in the description, but if y'all have seen those videos of the new Frontier coming out, 2022, oh man, it's nice. Very cool, seems super capable so far. It's got the locker, it's got everything that I need in an off-road vehicle. And again, it has a very cool look to this truck, so it'll be, you know, very cool. Interior looks awesome. Cons, it's not out yet, so I can't test drive it. It has zero aftermarket, like very little, I'm sure. Just in general, like even now, there's a lot of stuff I look for, and a lot of them don't provide their, you know, parts for Frontiers. I don't know if they're going to in the future, but I know they don't now. And I've actually reached out to different companies and seen if they're going to for the 22, and all of them said no. So I'm kind of not super big on that. And the other ones that have my attention are the trimmer packages for the F-150 and the Ranger. Now I know I said that I was interested in trucks that are all in the mid-size segment, but the F-150 is also a vehicle that I've looked at. That's a really cool vehicle. I never thought I'd be interested in Fords, but when you start really looking and spending some time, the Fords are pretty nice. So the F-150 is one I'm kind of interested in. It's not out yet, the trimmer package. Super interested in it, but I know it's not out. And also, it's really expensive, and it's a full-size truck. I'm not used to full-size. I live in the city still, in Denver. I drive a lot of narrow trails that you have to get out of the way from other vehicles. I just don't know if that's the truck I want. It might be too much truck right now. So the other one I'm interested in, of course, would be the Ranger trimmer package. That truck looks pretty sweet. I've not had the chance to test drive a Ranger trimmer, but I did test drive the FX4. So I did test drive an FX4 actually twice now, and I really like the Ranger actually. It's got a lot of get up and go. It's got some pep. The turbocharged 4-cylinder is actually pretty quick with that 10-speed transmission, and the interior is pretty nice. Like I said, I haven't seen the trimmer package one yet, so I don't know what the interior looks like on that one, but for the Lariat that you can get on the trimmers, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a really nice package just from seeing online what they have already. And from what I've seen on the FX4, it's pretty nice. So yeah, once I get a chance to test drive the trimmer, I can make a better decision on that, but I will say that one, I guess it's kind of between the trimmer, if I'm being honest, Ranger, and the Tacoma. That's kind of where I'm at right now. So we'll see what happens. Would love to hear what you guys think. I know there's a lot of Tacoma diehards out there. I used to be a Tacoma diehard, honestly, and I'm still kind of leaning that direction. But I'm starting to become more open to the idea of driving a different vehicle that's not a Toyota, even though I've been a Toyota guy for, 8-9 years now. Yeah. So let me know your thoughts. If you guys have any input, I'm happy to hear it. But yeah, hopefully, I'll update you guys soon with a new video. That would be a new vehicle. That'd be really cool. So yeah, I'm out there, I'm looking, and we'll see what happens. Excited to see what the next vehicle will be. And I'll be really sad to say goodbye to this guy. Anyway, all right, I'll see y'all later. Hey YouTube. Oh. There's like 10 cars coming, hold on. But I'm starting to, so the FJ has I pretty much dedicated the entire, I finally found an area to make this video.